Hi, everybody. I know it's been a long time. I'm so sorry. I've just been really busy with life. Life has just been overwhelming the past couple weeks. It's been crazy. Um, as you can see, my tree is not fully decorated yet. We've got the garland on, and that's all we've done so far. We haven't put the decorations. Hopefully get that done tonight. I want to get the tree decorated so I can feel more Christmassy. So, um, with that, I just wanted to come in and say hi, and I figured I'd do some wrapping. We have some gifts already wrapped up under the tree. The good thing is that with my family, uh, now that they're older, they won't go start touching stuff. Actually, a lot of the stuff that's here under the tree, my husband had my oldest daughter, Rowan, wrap, as it's for either me or her sister or that. And then there's some other ones, but most of the ones that I've been wrapping, some I put under there, some I put in bags so that I can put them under the tree later. So I'm now gonna just start some wrapping here. I got some stuff from a local lady who did some bath stuff that I can't undo this now. Where's scissors? That I got for some members. Oh my goodness, those are so cute. Okay. Homemade bath bombs, minis. That's those are. Got some. And then homemade soap with little dickies. I can't smell it, guys. Sinus cold. Okay, this is like professionally made. What's the bottom? Oh. Let's see. That's hair contact info. Very cool. So I'm gonna wrap these for people. Hey Nintendo, sorry if I sound bad. I've got a sinus cold, and I've been, well, I thought it was allergies since Sunday because we went to my in-laws, but it got worse yesterday. It was coming and going, but I'm sorry, life has just been so busy. Everybody's been either sick or there's been doctor's appointments. Like this week, I have not been home. This is the only reason why I'm home today is because I canceled this morning's plans. I was supposed to go to Coffee Break, which is a women's Bible study, and we were supposed to have our Christmas breakfast thing, but I'm not feeling well, and I don't really want to give it to other people. Like it's like a head cold, and I've got like a stuffed up nose, so I don't want to give it to people. So I canceled that, and I canceled getting together with Angie, because I was going to do that between that and Abby's hematology appointment. So, because they're saying the blood doctor, because she's not getting any better. She's been getting more blood tests and all that stuff. Good morning. Oh, I'm sorry if I sound bad. I've been, yeah, well, I'm not that bad. Abby, I keep her in her prayers, your prayers, like, please, we need answers, we need healing, we need her to actually be up more than 4 or 5 hours a day. Not even straight. You know, her low iron, her low hemoglobin, her nauseous, lethargic, dizzy, achy, headachy, stomach achy, like, everything is just there. And so far, no answers yet. Made 5 videos last night. Woohoo! I uploaded some. I just haven't edited them. Even though they were even short videos, I just haven't even had any time to even be at my computer. Like, I've been just exhausted. And I think me running around and doing appointments and just running around kind of stressed out my body, like me not getting the sleep I need, kind of got me the sinus cold. Hello, retired and prepping. Nice to see you. I know it's been a long time. I'm sorry. It's been, I think, a week and a half. I haven't been on, and I haven't uploaded anything. I was just like, oh my goodness, I need to pop in for a live stream so that you know I'm alive and not dead. I haven't even been on my computer. So yeah, my computer was down for a bit. I had to reset my phone. Abby's been sick for now over. Well, since we found out she was low hemoglobin, low iron. We got tests again 2 weeks ago. I think after we had my last live stream, and it's even lower. And so it went down 2 or 4 points down, even after, since we've been taking 300 milligrams of iron a day. And it went lower than it was when we weren't taking iron. So it's like, what's going on? So we see hematology today. So we got initially for the consult, like my doctor asked to get a consult from hematology, and the initial doctor's appointment was going to be in January. And when we found out that those results, I guess about 1.5 weeks ago, he contacted the doctor and asked to get her in sooner because the results are not going up with the iron. So we get to see him today. So he called us and he gave us an appointment in a week and a half. Like he I think we're at the last appointment of the day. Like he kind of put us in at the end. So I hope to feel better. Like keep Abby in your prayers, because this is the third time she's been low iron and low hemoglobin. The first time she was 10 going on 11, and the second time she was about 13. Yeah, 13. And both, or 12 going 13. Both times her numbers were much lower than they are now. Both times we were hospitalized. And nothing came back as conclusive for the reason why her hemoglobin was so low. This time, this was before she hit puberty. This time, it's not as low, but her symptoms are affecting her more than they were back then. Maybe because we are home and she's kind of adding on more stress with not being at school. But I don't know. But her numbers are higher than they were when we were hospitalized, but the symptoms are worse. And between the two tests that we had when it was 88, now it's like 84, and the iron, the ferritin reserved was 3, and now it's 2. She had started taking iron 300 milligrams a day, and actually, I think maybe the lowest was maybe 200. Like we might have missed one iron pill a day when she wasn't awake that I could give it to her. But it went down, and in that time she never had, her period or anything like that, so it wasn't blood loss that way. So, like, what's going on? So, we'll see today what's going on. At least, like, I guess the first visit, then he'll probably send us for a whole bunch of tests, possibly over the holidays, which will be fun, if they're open. Hey, Mrs. Chris World, how's it going? Don't forget to give a thumbs up and say hi. Okay, I swear, I'll get this in my mind. Where the tape, how many times have you guys all started wrapping presents? I've been wrapping, but I'm so not, I'm so not even done. It's not funny. But, there, no, I'm gonna grab another tape. See, this is why I have the whole package of tapes here. I bought 2 of these new no. I bought 3 of these this year. And I've gone through, well, I've gone through one, but not really. I've gone through one because my husband has a couple rolls downstairs. I have a couple rolls. I keep on losing them. So there's about at least 3 that are started, that are not empty. I've went through one actual tape roll. I figure I usually kind of wait till closer to Christmas to wrap. But then I'm wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. This time I'm trying to do most of the stuff early so that I'm not up till 4 or 5 o'clock Christmas Eve. Because it really sucks if it's Christmas sucky when you're tired. So how's everybody else doing around here? Are you all ready for Christmas? I think I'm almost done shopping. Not 100% sure, but I think I'm almost done shopping. Season's great. Hey, Food Forest Permaculture. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah. Sherry, I think. Sherry, I think you're Jewish, correct? And if there's Kwanzaa or Ramadan, I don't know. When does that happen? Or Eid. Eid, I think, is the next one. Holidays. It's that time of the year. I love this time of the year. I'm excited. I can't wait till Christmas for the kids to open up their presents because my love language is gifts, of giving and receiving. But um, it really makes me happy when people open up uh, presents and that I give them, that I put like thought in it. Like I like to shop. I start shopping usually just after Christmas, of seeing stuff on sale, and I'll pick it up. And this year, we've been fortunate enough that we were able to sponsor a family, well, a lady from the Kanata food cupboard. We sponsored a senior lady, and I not went all out, but um, the Kanata food cupboard suggests like for kids under 17 to give a present for like $40 or so, and a whole turkey dinner and some toiletries and stuff like that. Well, this lady's by herself, and I think she said she does, like, she doesn't have family nearby, but she might have family coming at Christmas. So I got her a small turkey. And also she has a cat, so I got her stocking. And I filled it up with some goodies, and I got her, and she asked for just baking stuff and like pajamas and um boot the felt boot liners because her boots are cold, and if we had a blanket or something like that, because she tends to not keep the heat on much. Like she does, like I know that she doesn't have enough money for a phone, so she has enough, I guess, for rent and heat, but she doesn't turn the heat much. So she, things to keep her warm. So I managed to do that. I had a friend give me a brand new crocheted blanket that she received when she was in the hospital and she didn't use, so I gave it to her. I got her a pair of pajamas in the size. I got her some spice jar set, and because she said spices, and then I got her things for baking. So I got her like flour, lard, shortening, sugar, brown sugar, um, butter, chocolate chips. Yeah, I got her chocolate chips. Yeah, chocolate chips, raisins, dried fruit, baking soda, baking. Did I get baking powder? I don't know if I got her baking soda and baking powder. I got her a whole bunch of things to bake with, and um, so I hope. Oh, I know she'll enjoy it because what the thing is, she doesn't have a phone, so she goes to a neighbor's or she walks down to the mall and asks a store clerk to borrow their phone to make a call. Because or unless she finds a payphone, because there's hardly any payphones in the city anymore to call to make up to call for deliveries of like normal food hamper. They because I'm on the phone there. That's how I know. She said this to me. She doesn't know that necessarily I sponsored her, but uh, I just had lots of fun buying a bunch of baking stuff for her, and I can't wait to because she what usually happens is she'll write a letter and mail it to us, and thanking us for even just the normal food hamper because she's so just grateful for whatever, and it breaks my heart because my mom, if she was alive, would be about her age, and I would hate to see like my mom by herself, and if I lived in another city struggling, but not really wanting to ask for help. So, Miss Jenn, I know I'm so sorry. I've not been away. I've not been on. I haven't really had time where A, it was quiet in the house, and B, um, I had free time to sit down. I've been running around trying to get Abby doctor's appointments, blood work, um, my appointments, and then with me, my volunteering at the food cupboard, and we delivered hampers last week. I did it with my sister-in-law. We had a good time together. Um, it was actually really good. Like, it was good for me and her. Like, we're different personalities. She sponsored a family, and I sponsored the senior lady. But we weren't allowed to deliver to the houses that we sponsored, so we dropped those off, and then we picked up other people's hampers and delivered those because she drives. I don't. But you need to have two people. And what happens? So we delivered them, and people were very thankful for them. And we delivered 6 hampers. It was quite an eye opener because, like, people who need the hampers, you in our area, it's the houses are more affluent, um, and people usually have jobs and stuff, but you could be in so much debt or might have lost a job, and some of the houses you could tell compared to other houses not as upkept as other ones are because don't have money to do renovations every year or whatever, and uh, people were all like appreciative and thankful. And it was just nice to see, and it put a reality out there that you don't know who out there is needing assistance. Like, you don't know their financial situation, you don't know their job, if they lost a job and got another job and now it's less, so now they have all these bills of car payments and rent and doctor's appointments, and gas is crazy expensive. Did I have to drive the baker to the transit hub? Well, okay, awesome. I will still be here. Have safe travels, Howie. Um, but it was kind of, see, I volunteer in at the food cupboard, so it wasn't as it was emotional to me, and thankful for what we have and everything like that. But it was very emotional for her because she, people need help, but seeing people and you know dropping them off and being like seeing people as like people, like they just look just like you and me, right? Their house or entranceway of their house look just like yours or mine. You can't tell, and some of them were like in tears, uh, having glassy eyes, seeing what was dropped off. You know, because it really takes a lot of courage for someone to put their pride away and ask for help. Oh, thank you. Because I, I so, I've been there. As a child, my mom had to access the food cupboard, not in Kanata, because, we weren't lucky enough to live out here. Uh, and the Kanata food cupboard only opened like 30 years ago, because um, Kanata was always a suburb, and it was always kind of more affluent neighborhood. But then, things happen, right? And they were more held by churches, so people would go to the church and ask for help. But then when it became more, there was 570 hampers that were delivered. Okay, that's a lot of people for this population, where the average income in this area, like this area, is about $60,000 to $80,000. That, if that's the average, that means there's a lot that are lower and a lot that are higher. But rent is high, mortgages are high, car payments, gas is high, hydro is crazy, like all those bills. So if two people were working and somebody got injured, somebody got sick, or if somebody was working a job that didn't have like benefits or sick days, when they're not working, they're not getting paid. So it's that type of thing that you're like, whoa, it's just so, like, we live paycheck to paycheck. Okay, um, we have a tiny bit of savings. We still owe on the house. Thank goodness we don't have a car, because we just couldn't afford the $500 car payment on top of the bills that we have. And then there's things like, found out this week, with one of Abby's blood tests cost money. It wasn't covered under HOHIP. It was a blood test for celiac disease this week, and it was $60. Okay, well, we paid it. We have insurance in my husband's work, so the good thing about that is we'll pay it, and then we'll send it off to insurance, and then they will reimburse us about 80%. So out of pocket, we might have to pay maybe about $10 or so, but I didn't know it was a paid one, so I'm just lucky that I had money on me to, like, in my bank account, that I hadn't spent it all yet, to pay it. But $60 is a big chunk of change. I could feed my family really well for like 3 or 4 days. Well, at least 3 days with $60. So, BJ, is your dad coming to your place for Christmas, or do you go visit him? Because he's in a retirement home, isn't he? I'm gonna drink coffee. My throat is so dry. I don't know. What's the coffee? Cup that Amanda sent me. Oh, Amanda and Rosie, Puppy's Breath, sent me. Just back. So, I'm just trying to some rapid living with us, but he's, oh, I'll keep him in his prayers. What's exactly um wrong wrong with him? I'll also keep my aunt, my dad's sister, she lives in Florida. She had arterial blockage and has COPD and stuff like that. And just pray for her speedy recovery, and hopefully, like, I know they haven't, she has Medicaid because of her disability and that, but I don't know if you have to still pay for that, because I know that money is taken, because she has to live with her daughter, because she can't afford really living most places down there. Hey, Puppy's Breath. Hey, Rosie. How's it going? Long time no see. I've not been on because I've been really busy with Abby's health and my health. I've had my doctor's appointments. I just got a sinus cold, I think. On Sunday, I thought it was allergies, but Sunday and Monday, but then last night, my stomach just did flip-flops and stuff in the head cold, and I think it's sinus cold. But Abby's not getting better. Um, her most recent blood work, after about a month of being on iron for 300 milligrams a day, has been um, lower. It went down 4 points. So even with iron, it's gone down. And she hasn't been at school. Um, she went to school last Monday for 2 hours all month. She's been at school for about seven and a half hours. So it's rough. We see hematology today. Really, Jen is wait to see God. Yeah, well, I try to kind of try and help people out. Like as I said, I was helping, um, sponsoring somebody with a food cupboard, and um, I felt really good doing that. Like I mean, we were lucky enough that like my kids for Christmas, they really didn't ask for much. Like literally, it was grocery list or toiletries and stuff like that because they have pretty much everything. Like they didn't even ask for clothes, because they have a lot of clothes. Electronics, they already got like phones, but like they're used phones, that are like a couple years old, and they're happy with them. So technology wise, they don't have any wishes. I mean, and Rowan is going to college next year. She's graduating this year, so there's been a lot of like expenses that way. And one of her things she asked for that she wanted was her hoodie for Holy Trinity, with her name on it and stuff. She got that. Like she got it before Christmas. I might just take it and wrap it and put it under the tree. um, but it's all been little things. Like literally, I think the most expensive thing I picked up was maybe $30. I think that was like pajamas. So we had a lot more discretional stuff that we sponsored a family, and I'm helping out a friend a little bit because, as I was saying before, like this, when I have friends who work paycheck to paycheck, if they have insurance or like if they're not working full time, they don't have benefits, and when they're sick from work, they don't get paid. So I've had a couple friends, and I'm like, okay, don't just let me know what you and the kids want. I'll pick up a couple things. Like not like I'm not gonna make their Christmas, but a couple things will make them happy. Something different. Just a little something. But and I don't expect anything back. Like I don't like that's not why I'm doing it. I do it because I want to help, and I want uh I want to have a good Christmas because for me because it's the only time of year I made an effort to think about me some of the time. So I uh, I just want I when my mom had to use the food cupboard or toy mountain when I was a kid, I I actually didn't notice it until later. I think my mom told me maybe later because I was like, oh, I didn't ask for this or I didn't ask that, and then she told me some gifts she couldn't afford, and but I wasn't unappreciative because I actually got, I think, more stuff uh, from them than I would have otherwise. Or at least more, because my mom did a lot of, like, toiletries and stuff like that, too. Yes, Amanda, hi, Amanda. I'm not feeling 100%. Like, I canceled my stuff this morning. I was supposed to go to coffee break and meet up with Angie, and I'm just like, my head is just out there. I just took some Buckley's cold sinus, and I have Abby's hematology appointment today, and hopefully we can get some answers. Um, but yeah, it's not good. Like, she's not feeling well. Like, yesterday she was up for about an hour, had lunch, and then for supper she was up for about 2 hours, and went back to bed. Like, she got up, had supper, and then we were watching a show, and she left near the end of, like, it was a cooking show. We're watching, what is it called? Last Table, or on Netflix, and she left before the ending because she couldn't stay up. No, so not so so. Yes, Amazon has been my friend because so I my husband has the Prime, right? But I did Amazon. I was doing the free shipping ones, and then I signed. There was something that uh I would get free. I needed to get it here before Christmas, and they had an opportunity to free Prime for 30 days. I'm going to cancel it, like New Year's or so, because I needed to get something here before Christmas, because I had a friend who had asked, well, not, they didn't ask, they had just mentioned in passing that they were struggling at Christmas, and the money that they had expected to come in um, didn't come in because, well, they don't work full time. So when they were sick last week or a couple weeks ago, like, the money that they had planned for to come in had come in, and they didn't get paid for their work that they weren't there for, right? So I said, don't worry, like, let me know, give me some ideas. I'll get a couple things for the family, for the kids, and for them and stuff like that. Not to worry. I mean, like, like, so, because I was like, Christmas should be time for family. Christmas should not be stressful. And as I was saying, I had some extra money from my Christmas budget that um, I hadn't spent. Or, well, see, I bought stuff, but I'm very good at finding deals. So, like, for the family I sponsored, it was just a single senior lady, but the whole turkey dinner and presents, like spice jars, a spice jar set, like, brand new, pajamas. I got given me brand new blanket felt liners and cat food. I got her cat food and cat litter for her cat, a stocking, and, like, some treats and all these baking stuff, like the flour, sugar, lard, shortening, because I don't know what she will use, and sugar, oil, all that stuff, because that's what she said she likes baking. Um, all that stuff cost maybe 120, maybe. That's it. And that included a turkey and a ham. So I got a turkey for $10 at Walmart, like a small turkey, because it's her and if one of her kids makes it home for Christmas, and just a half small ham. So for $15, I got a turkey and a ham. So, like, it's just a small, like, half, like the maple leaf half ham's no bone. Same with you, hey, Little Creek Homestead, how's it going? Long time no see. I've not been on I've been busy taking care of my family. My youngest daughter is keep her in her prayers, Abby, because of her hemoglobin low iron, dizziness and stuff. We don't know, like the blood work is not showing up any different. It's actually getting worse, even with taking iron. We see hematology today. We did celiac testing the other day. Um, we don't know, and she's the thing is, this is a child that is usually fairly happy with small things. Like she's fairly neutral. Like she can get happy over the little things, and she's not usually sad. But this sickness has just been very lethargic, and she's not like, and she's missing school, which is then stressing her out, and then bringing her own anxiety and stuff. And we just like it's her. We just want her to be healthy, you know. Like we have to find out what's wrong because this is the third time it's been low in the past 5 years. Hey, her talk battling pneumonia and trying to stay out of hospital. Well, that was the other thing at her school. On top of things, while she was off, thank goodness, but her school um, had an outbreak of pneumonia that the kids. So she's covered under the special education department because she has a physical disability. My other daughter has a learning disability, so she's covered under the resources of the resource department. Like so, Abby has both. Like Abby can go to both, but she could has opportunity to go to on the main floor. It's room 118, where um, kids like it's a big huge like multi-room thing where kids when they go to the classes if they need a resource or whatever or if they need a break or whatever they can go there and sometimes they'll do some of their lessons plans there. It's a quieter room. um but they also have other activities. Abby usually just goes there because there's a private bathroom in there that she can go change for gym and stuff like that because using the gym locker room, I mean it's a locker room, and finding where she puts her stuff amongst other people's stuff is very stressful in itself. So she usually goes in there and that and she knows where it is, and they usually have like there's always somebody there with snacks. I don't know. They always keep to feed my kid like cookies or candies or you know fruit or I don't know. I think that's why she goes there. And we had got a call while she was sick at the beginning of the month that that whole class, all the kids that go to that class, Abby wasn't on the list because she didn't go there often, was under quarantine, so they weren't even allowed to go to their actual classes. They had to do all of their work if they were at school in that classroom. That classroom was being like wholly sanitized and everything like that, because 5 kids were hospitalized with pneumonia from that class out of like I think there's 25, 30 students in the school that have physical disabilities, so 5 out of 30. It's a lot of kids. But, and the whole school was, warned about the signs of pneumonia and all that stuff. So Abby wasn't there, so she didn't get that. So I'm like, yay. And, she hasn't had a cough, so that's a sign of pneumonia. So she's had everything else, though. Yes, yes, grab a bite. Coffee, I'm using your cup, Amanda and Rosie. My throat is so dry. Uh, yes, well, exactly. Abby knows, like, so that's, like, I can bet you tomorrow she's going to be well enough, or at least try to be up early enough to make it to school for a bit, because tomorrow the resource room has also is having a holiday party where there'll be treats and stuff. If she doesn't, like, she missed the thing on Monday because she was not well enough. They were going shopping at the mall, but and Rowan, her mentoring class, is doing the holiday planned the whole holiday party activity, so it has games and stuff that's accessible for Abby. But she also told Abby if and crafts. If she doesn't make it to school, like don't be stressed to try and because what's happening. She's been pushing herself to do something, and then she's like gone for the rest of the day, like the rest of the day or two, like she's like dead to the world. Uh, Not to worry because she'll bring back stuff for Abby. So and we haven't even done. I haven't had time to even do my Christmas baking. I promised to make her fudge. I did my Christmas baking for the exchange last Wednesday on like Tuesday night till like 10. And I was upset because I made fudge for them. But I'm like, I'm going to make fudge with you. I just needed to make something to exchange. So it could be. I know that's exactly what Abby said. Like literally said, she is so sick of being sick because you know her normal like she normally has a bit of headache from eye pain and stuff and pressure and she's light sensitive even though she can't see anymore, but her eyes still like work and move and stuff like that. So she has a base level of pain that's her normal, and she just lives with that. But she's been all up to here daily, like having to take like she rarely ever takes Tylenol or Advil, but having to take that, having an upset stomach, having nauseous, having dizziness and achy, like bone achy, like when you get a cold and a fever and you have that achy. She's had that without the fever, and just like lethargic, like this child does like to sleep, and she's dealing with insomnia too. So she's actually sometimes been alert at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Like that's when she's been alert. I'm like, and her clock's all turned around. But it's just like she's so. I'm stressing myself. I think that's why I'm getting a cold because I've been stressing myself trying to hold it together to be strong for her because it's scary. It's hard. And this is the third time, and I'm like, okay, what the heck's going on? Why? Like, we need to actually get answers this time because before it went away and she was fine, but it comes back. It's two shell pest. Yes, exactly. This is what I believe too. Like, honestly, this isn't even the most stressful situation of my parenting life. I've had many of them. This too shall pass. I've had many of this with my own childhood, and it's just like that's why I'm an optimist, but I'm also a realist. I prepare for the worst, but I hope for the best. I'm praying for is that during the holidays that she gets more energy, that she has time to spend with us as a family, because this is what we do. We like to actually spend time together, and we that because that's the thing. She's lost her joy. Her like she hasn't been singing. On Sunday she was asked to sing at potluck at church, and she did, but and she it was very good. But it took everything out of her that she slept and she was not feeling well, and she didn't go to my in-laws for Sunday supper, which was roast beef. Like they had crown roast. Okay, my in-laws, like, this is like her favorite food. Like, we call it roast beef instead of roast beef. Um, but she couldn't go. She was just exhausted. She just couldn't get out of bed. And I'm like, this is like the best thing for her, the beef. But she and my in-laws, you know, spend that when we come over as a special treat or whatever because they're retired. I'm like, I never buy prime rib roast because that's not in my budget ever. Hard seeing our kids. I know, like it's like, and for me as a parent too, it's like feeling I have a newborn. Okay, because she was coming into our room at the middle of the night and stuff, not feeling well, needing a hot water bottle or something, waking me up and stuff like that. But like, that's not the issue. When she was when I had newborns, they were sick or whatever. I fed them, I breastfed them, and they slept beside me, and then I could sleep. But I'm not getting to sleep. I'm worried. Like, my anxiety is worried for her, um, and I can't fix it. I'm doing everything in my power to try and make what little time she's up and stuff as enjoyable as possible. Like, trying to feed her favorite foods, trying to partake in conversation. Like, I mean, I actually miss our conversations because she hasn't been alert or up enough to have our weird, crazy conversations about her favorite topics of Naruto or Avengers or the books that she's reading or her game Godville that the adventure game she plays. Yes, she's home today. She's been at school 7 hours in December. She's still in bed. She hasn't woken up yet. I haven't given her pills. I know. Abby hasn't been singing. Usually, even when she's been sick, and but that's the thing. She hasn't been alert, up. Is that she'll still want to sing, and she hasn't been. There's been only in the past 3 weeks. There's only been a couple of moments where she's gotten really excited about something. Like she was fangirling about one of her books or whatever, and she was bouncing. She's not even sitting there bouncing anymore. Please give my child the bounce, because she just bounce as if she's on a trampoline. I swear. But she hasn't even been bouncing. She hasn't had the energy to do it. And she does that when she's really excited. That she just can't control the excitement. And she hasn't. And usually this time of year, this week up to Christmas, she and her sister are usually excited about looking forward to Christmas and looking forward to stuff. And so Rowan used her money to get gifts for all of us, and Abby wanted to use her money to get gifts, and she had wanted to go shopping. But I don't think so. She asked, I said to her, I could get the thing that she wants to get for Rowan. I did that yesterday, um, because she was not up to go out. She asked Rowan, I think, to pick up something when she goes shopping today or tomorrow for either me or Daddy. So, and she'll give her the money. But I'm like, okay, but Grandpa passed away last week, and it's been a long week. Yes, well, I just found out my stepmother's father passed away this week too, and his funeral's on Friday. But I won't be able to get to it because we have another doctor's appointment on Friday. So, uh, it's not he was 93 or 98. He was older. 90 something. Yes, prayers to your hubby's family. It's this time of year. A is stressful for family, and B, it's a time of year where people there's the highest incidences of death are either in December or January, because either they're pushing it to try and stay alive till Christmas, or to see family, and then once they do, then it's their body just says, okay, now it's time to go. It's just awful. I hate funerals. I hate I don't mind seeing the people, the families and stuff like that after death and stuff like that. But I hate funerals and wakes and all that stuff. Hugs and kisses out to you guys, because you need it too. Uh, I know. And here's a question for you guys. So, I don't know what it has been, but the last few weeks, I've been really kind of, actually since beginning of December, I've been really kind of thinking about family and where I came from and stuff, because I honestly have no clue. I know up to my grandparents' names, and even then, I don't know family tree or anything like that. I have no clue. Um, and I was just wondering, how, what can you do? I've heard of Ancestry and 23andMe and all that stuff. Do they actually do a family tree for you too? Because that's what I don't want to know the health stuff because it scares me, because I know from what I know of my family's health stuff, my parents and my grandparents, it doesn't look so good. But we don't have things like Alzheimer's, or maybe my dad had a bit of dementia-ish, but I don't know if that was dementia or reactions to a lot of the meds that he was on, and self-inflicted brain damage, like he literally cracked his head a couple of times diving into the pool. Like he had scars uh, while drinking, those wonderful things. And then also like drinking and drugs and all that, blah, blah, blah. My brother died. It was the worst. Yes, siblings, parents and siblings are hard. Like when my sister died, so I was 6 and my sister was born, and she only lived for I think about 6 weeks or so. Um, she died of crib death, and I saw her. Like she was in her crib. My mom put her down for a nap. My mom went to the bathroom. I was just there watching her sleep, and she just stopped breathing. And then my mom came. I'm yelling at my mom to come, and she came out. She tried to do CPR, and that we called 911 or whatever, and the police came and ambulance came. It was really like I just remember seeing the flashing lights and then seeing these people in uniforms and trying to revive my sister, and that didn't happen. And that was like kind of the catalyst with my parents, uh, where they got divorced. Because yes, princess, you gonna come up here, um, and like my parents' relationship was on the rocks. Like they were full blown alcoholics at this time. Well, my mom wasn't really. My dad was. My mom only drank when he drank, but not during her pregnancy, or not much during her pregnancy, because at that time it was not known you shouldn't really drink lots. Um, but she basically got pregnant with my sister to kind of like try to help the relationship, which never doesn't work. And then she died, and my dad, like, all I remember, my dad punched a hole right through the wall, like, not just punched a hole through this, it went to the other side. There was fighting and all that stuff, but that was my family. And then from then on, it just got worse and worse and worse. Like they couldn't, like, and then I was just kind of nobody, nobody looked after me. I never, nobody talked to me about that stuff. Like that was, I don't know, what, 1980, 81. So she did something bad. Yes, every once he'll even tell you how sorry. I know, and when it happens, like when my mom died, for like 2 weeks, I was just in a daze. Like I went through because I had to plan everything because my parents were divorced at that time, and so it was all on me. I vaguely, foggy remember going to the funeral home, making the arrangements, having the wake and the funeral. My dad actually was helpful then, making sure that I did these things, like drove me to places and stuff, um, and made sure I was fed. Have you eaten today? I'm like, I don't know. Like, the bed. Yes. And so this is the thing. It's always the thing of everybody's so worried at first, and then, things calm down, and then it kind of realize and hits you again. And then when people mention it again, or people who didn't hear it the first time, or, because usually when somebody dies, you got like a week, and then there's a funeral. And if they aren't that close, or like on social media, if you don't have everybody's phone number to call them, they find out later, and they're like, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, I didn't know this, or I was busy. I think interesting is a good one. I remember when the police showed up at my door. I just went through. He was like, "What? May I ask, Amanda, what happened to your brother?" That is tough. And he's young, like that young. So this is the thing. Like, it's really hard to wrap your head around things with, like, of death and reasons behind it and stuff like that. Um, but I do have to say that during those hard times, like deaths and stuff like that, it usually reminds people to that tomorrow is not guaranteed. To kind of make the best of today, to love your family, to love your friends, to show the love, because you never know when your last moment is, or when their last moment is. To always leave on a good note, and it usually reminds, unfortunately people die and stuff, but it sometimes grows people closer. Like I know during my mom's death, Jeff and I we had been dating for a year and a bit. Like we grew closer and stuff because he was my rock. Like he was the only thing that like made things sense anymore. Because like, oh, car crash. That's awful. Was it his driving that caused the crash, or did he get hit, or a drunk driver, or slippery roads and stuff like that? But like, hello, okay, princess. Okay, I had this little box here. Like I'm gonna have to wrap it. Put this back, and it was kind of in the way. So she decided to walk on this little box to walk over it instead of trying to go through it. Right, princess? You got like sleep in your eye. There we go. After surviving 11 years in the Marines and 4 isn't that like ironic? Damn it, Jen. Now I'm gonna cry. Oh, I'm giving you big hugs and kisses because I love my friends. Extra large. Yeah. Yes, princess. You want to come here? You coming? It's either death in the family and stuff either brings people closer for at least a short period of time, and sometimes makes people away, depending on who. If the person in the family was like the catalyst, the glue to keep the family together, after they're gone, sometimes you just don't get together. Like I know my mom had a brother and his wife and 2 boys who were a couple years older than me, and I know my dad has a sister, and my mom had a sister, a half sister, and her family, but I have no idea their names. Like I knew their first name, like Aunt Dorothy was my mom's half sister, and I knew my mom's brother and his wife and their kids' names. But I tried to search online, like on Facebook, and I can't find anybody. I think I might have maybe found my aunt, but my after my mom's death and during my mom in the hospital just before I had to pull the plug, my aunt had me gone on the wrong foot. Like I almost threw her out of the waiting room because when we were talking to the doctors about options and pulling the plug and what type of outcome and stuff like that, any more tests, any type of things to do. She was trying to convince, oh, she must be in pain and put her out of her misery type thing. Well, like no, my mom would have rather been in the hospital and bedridden and still be alive than to be dead. Like I was 21, right? Like my mom really wanted to see grandkids, and she never did get to see grandkids. Um, and uh, the doctor said, well, we have a couple more tests that come in that should be in by tomorrow, um, and from then those results will tell us, what the plan of action be. Like if it's fixable, if it, or what to do. And the test came back badly. Like things were shutting down, um, and the only thing keeping her alive was the machines, and that was not. And she was forced, like she was put in a medical induced coma because of the pain of stuff that was going on. So I'm like, okay. So then I had to make the decision to pull the plug. But pulling the plug, like literally having to pull the plug and be there with her, was like nothing I would wish on anybody. Like, like I have trauma from that, and you know, a car crash. If hopefully if he was in a car crash, if he died instantly, at least there was no pain. His fault. He struggled with post-traumatic stress. He left a buddy's house after. Okay, God, really confused. Highway. Well, that does. Alcohol does that, and drinking and driving and and post. See, this is the thing. Like people, mental health is so important that uh, we we don't think about it until it's affecting us, and needing to get counseling, needing to work on things, needing meds or whatever to help understand his. I mean, anybody who's been in the military, anybody who's lived through a life of personal trauma, even at home, or alcoholism or anything like that, really, you don't realize it affects you until you're older sometimes, and you need to get help. I lost my son, car wreck 12 years ago. Oh, that is awful. I I I I don't know what I would do it. Losing a child, like losing a child, I think, or a sibling, is more. Losing a child is very. I don't think I would survive, honestly, because um, it's it would change, my life, and I don't think I could. I don't think I could come back from that. You know, you. Oh, the best. I missed you, Amanda, and everybody, Rosie, and everybody. I just haven't had the time to come on. I've been dealing with so much of my crap and my own issues and family issues, like just doing this stuff. It's just been so overwhelming, and like today, I'm taking kind of break of stuff because I'm feeling like crap. Um, but I wanted to try. I'm like, well, I'm gonna come on and do some rapping, get some things done, because otherwise I'll be doing it forever. Hugs. Any loss is hard, but loss of children, yes. Now, if you were 90 years old and you lost a child, that's different. But losing a child, that's still a child. Like I can I have a friend who's had multiple miscarriages and had one full stillbirth and one premature stillbirth, and has three live children. One, two, three, one, four live children. Had to count, but she's had like I think 8 pregnancies, 8 or 9 pregnancies, and um, I'm like, I don't know how you went on after having like, if it was an early term miscarriage, that's one thing, but having a stillborn or having a late term miscarriage, I don't know how you could, because these miscarriages were in between kids, so how you can go back and try again, you know? You are so young to have all that on your chest. Oh, thank you. Young? Oh, 43, but yeah, it's well, and right now, like my dad died. It'll be 2 years in January. I'm an orphan. I have no siblings. I have no family. I have nothing. I'm grasping at straws to, like, I've reconnected, like, after my dad's death, I found my aunt on Facebook, like to tell her and stuff like that, because my dad well, we got hit the phone number. He had the phone number, but wouldn't give it to me or anything like that. Not that I'm a phone type person, but he was the connection to her, and I didn't have anything until after he died. And I feel like even then, we don't, like, we've chatted and stuff like that. But she dealt with the same okay, princess. Okay, now we can't have your tail blocking. Okay, you are not helping with rapping. You are not doing a good job. Um, my dad and my aunt had the same childhood, and they both, unfortunately, had, like, she's like I think 4 years younger, 4 years younger than my dad, that has the same health problems. I mean, I don't think she's an alcoholic or anything like that, but she had some COPD from smoking, which my dad has had heart problems. She just had surgery and she lives in the States, and she's on a cat. She's on Medicaid, I think it is. I just talked to she just had surgery this past week for a blocked artery. Um, but they have it also. Her daughter. She has to live with her daughter. Her daughter has insurance too. But um, there's they had the same childhood, the same messed up, dysfunctional family. Both their parents were alcoholics. You know, good morning, hometown cooking with Marianne. So I don't know how it works in the States there with healthcare. By like, we just hear the horror stories of people losing houses, and that's because of having to pay medical bills. Like up here, like Abby's test on Tuesday wasn't covered under OHIP, but we can submit that to our insurance, and we'll get about 80% of that back. I mean, it costs $60 for the blood celiac test that we did 2 days ago. I can't remember. Yeah, 2 days ago. But if we didn't have insurance, if we didn't have OHIP, if we were on disability or Ontario Works and stuff, it probably would be covered. Um, and whatever our portion that we end up paying, we just put it on our taxes, and it's a deduction. And if our medical expenses are over a certain amount, we get some money back to, or adds to our refund. Rapid and rapid, yes. Oh, you retracted something? I don't know what you retracted. I didn't catch that. Okay, so at Canada Post, we had the Canada Post strike here for about a month, which really didn't affect us too much because Amazon still came in with Jeff's Prime because they went to private couriers. But then when they went back off strike, Amazon went back to using Canada Post. So then some things were delayed. Two of the things I ordered like almost a month ago will be, one might come in for Christmas, one probably won't. But because they're being shipped from, but they're little tiny things. And then for Jeff, it's just like an organizer thingy that he had asked for on his list. So I'll just print those off. Whatever doesn't come in, I'll print it off and wrap it. You're enjoying the cat purr. Yeah, she's a very happy kitty. But isn't that cute? I got that for the girls as well as my niece and nephew, because it's just cute. But yes, most things that we got are consumables because we really don't need a lot more stuff. And some clothes, and things like organization stuff. Hello, princess. You come back to step on the paper. Okay, tail down, kitty cat. I need seconds. Have you gone to the buffet lately? No, we only went that one time we went to Mandarin, that opened that one time. We haven't gone, since. Well, because it's expensive. And actually, with Abby's health, we went once. We haven't even gone out to eat. Like, we have not gone out and done Abby's birthday supper. Or even ordered in for Abby's birthday supper. Because she was sick on her birthday. Like, we did order in on her birthday, but not for birthday supper because she was not eating much. So we got like something like subs. But we haven't gone out for that. She hasn't been well enough to go out. And she, you know, she probably will go for sushi or something like that. Sushi or Indian or Chinese. Something to do. Oh, you had the party today? I thought it was tomorrow. Oh, okay. Did you bring any the craft stuff?
It's literally paper,
okay, you can do that. Okay. She's upstairs. Rowan's here.
Finger paint cards.
Okay.
Like the lights, what you use your finger. Yeah.
See, I thought that was Thursday. Okay. So there you go. I thought her party thing was Thursday, but apparently not. It was good. No one tells me anything. Well, people tell me anything. People tell me stuff, but I don't remember stuff. I just gotta hide a few things because you know, Rowan seeing stuff. See, the joys of wrapping when Abby's around is I don't have to hide stuff because she can't see it. This right there. Ha. I'm over this winter stuff. It's not like, well, it hasn't even been snowing much. We had a bit of light snow, but there's nothing. Okay, okay.
What?
Okay, what? I'm rapping. What? I'm doing a live stream. Over there, my stuff, the bra and underwear you go wrap. I think it was over there. Okay, go get something to eat first.
Cookie on the railing fire because she's just starting to wake up.
Okay. But it's so kind of you to bring home a cookie for her.
Yeah, no, so I didn't want a cookie, so I had my cookie and I made her one. Oh my god. We had bingo, we had basically the craft we do all the time. I plan to do that.
Okay.
So you have these beads, and these are the cold paper, construction paper, easily painted.
Cool. I wish I like driving.
I'm literally doing nothing today, Mom.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, period. I have my buddy, which I just tonight I want me to read my APA game.
Well, I brought this thing from the printer up. I put there.
Oh yeah.
See, I like wrapping, but I'm not very good at wrapping. Like that's wrapped. That's Yes, Rowan loves wrapping. Rowan's very helpful at wrapping. But the problem is I don't want her to see all the things that get wrapped. So she was helping Daddy wrap my stuff.
Daddy, you.
Daddy's better wrapping than me?
He makes those like, because you do it the way when you put the inside in and up and down. That's not.
Whatever. I used to wrap.
Oh wait, I have to wrap mine.
My wrapping looks like a 4-year-old did it. Yeah, so that's mine too sometimes, and Jeff's too. Sometimes his has so much tape.
That wrapping paper, and I wrap some of my gifts I have.
Okay, go wrap. Grab that tape. There. There's a tape there. And you go find another pair of scissors. Just pop. Hey, teasers, pleasers. Happy holidays. What? Okay. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Hopefully you'll see you guys again before Christmas. I'm pretty much done shopping. I think. Amanda says hi, Roro. That's what she said. Rowan's face is like, okay, hi, Rowan. Okay. I call you Rowan. Okay, apparently we're not call her Rowan. Yeah, and well, my nephew calls her Roro. Rhodey. Rosie. I love wrapping gifts. I love seeing people unwrap gifts. It makes me the oddball. I'm cool. See, I like wrapping. I like it, but I don't like it. I like people unwrapping stuff. I get frustrated with stuff that, well, I hate wrapping with normal wrapping paper. I love Costco wrapping paper because it's thicker and doesn't rip. Cheap stuff always rips. I have eggnog. Seeing I cannot type for shit. Amanda says all she wants for Christmas is you to come say hi on the video. It's talent, Little Creek. Some people have it. Find soothing. I hate washing windows. I hate ironing. I hate cleaning. I hate all the domestic stuff. I like shopping. I like shopping for other people. Hey, Faye. How's it going? Hi. Happy holidays to you, too. And Merry Christmas. Yeah, no, I've got a sinus cold. It's all my head. And the headache's almost gone now, but my sinuses are messed up. Abby is still not feeling well. So, there's that. And, we go see hematology today. And hopefully he'll be requesting for some more tests and stuff like that to kind of just find out what the heck is wrong with their iron and stuff. Hey, Steve, how's it going? You got a new tattoo? Oh, cool. Hopefully you show it off in your next video. Made a video. Okay, awesome. Memory. It's an 8-bit heart. It's a memory of someone. It's an 8-bit heart? What's an 8-bit heart? What's SSDD? Yeah. Video game. Oh, okay. Very cool. Yes, same shit, different day. So agree. It's all. I've just been. I apologize for not being on for a while. I've just been busy with doctor's appointments for. My second. Doctor's appointments for myself and for Abby, and just trying to get her to feel well. I mean, this is really sucking. Hey, Howie, you're back. You're smelling the roses around the ground. Just spring is coming. Oh, that's not going to work. I need a second piece of paper. Apparently, that's not going to work. I need more paper. Another piece. Let us scoot. Well, you have a great day and enjoy your nap. If I don't see you before Christmas, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I will promise to be on again before Christmas. But I don't know what your schedules are. Cut just a little bit. I love Costco paper. A, it's thicker. It's thicker. And this one is cool. 2 wrapping papers. One's silver, it says Christmas, Noel, and the other one's snowflakes. So it's like 2 in 1. And this piece. There's something small. Got in the video I posted. And woohoo! Kidless weekend. That's cool. For Christmas, are the kids with you this time? Because I know you said they were with their dad on Thanksgiving. Awesome! I hope to see them. Why are you bah humbug, Steve? We don't buy much for Christmas. Wild crafting is the best for us at what we can afford to do. Well, this is very true. I love actually a lot of like homemade gifts, food and stuff. Like, I mean, for my in-laws and stuff, they don't want gifts really. I've gotten just a couple of things. Like, they're not a stuffed person. Um, like my mother-in-law loves bath beads, and my father-in-law, I got him um this flashlight thingy that he could put on the dog's collar, like his guide dog's collar, or on his own. Like it could clip on him, so it's a red flashing thing, so he doesn't get like hit by a car at night. If he goes out at night, he doesn't go out at night that often, but sometimes when you're out, especially in the wintertime, it gets dark pretty quickly. He had one. Uh, we had 2. One, I went to go change the batteries on for him because he goes it wasn't working, and it didn't work with new batteries. So, I said to Jeff, like, let's order him some new ones, and we'll give it to him for Christmas. Like, it's not like huge things, but for my sister-in-law, and I'm just gonna be, well, I hope I can get the cookies done between now and this weekend, as I'm just gonna make cookies and might make another batch of strawberry jam if I don't have any more downstairs. Because my mother-in-law actually really appreciates and likes my strawberry jam. So it's very hard to please my family. So if they like something, they will get it. So supposed to be December 15th to 23rd, and their dad 23rd to 30th. Okay. Been putting off the shopping for Christmas gifts. Hate the Christmas. Well, the more you put it off, like I haven't really seen much crowds. Um, the worst crowds is finding a parking spot. I don't drive, so I only saw that yesterday when I went with a ride with a friend finding a parking spot. But the stores haven't been. Now the malls, the bigger malls, maybe, but I don't go to necessarily the bigger malls. I just go to the individual stores, and there's been people in them. But you go during the daytime when people are working. There's much less people. Like, my husband is doing his Christmas shopping in the stores today. He's going with a friend of ours that he goes with every year because she can see the stuff and drives him to the place. And he does like 90% of his stuff online. Um, But where's my labels now? He goes to the stores to find the things that he needs to, but he can't see them as he used to. Well, he used to be able to go shopping and get like help from a cashier or whatever. Um, but they're always so busy and stuff like that. He used to do it all on like the 23rd. He used to do all his, like before internet shopping was a thing, he'd go shop in one whole day. Because the stores used to be open like for 24 hours right before Christmas. But now they don't even do that. They're open till like 11, maybe 12, like Walmart, but that's about it. Humbugs. Also, was married on Xmas Eve, so I must buy how many nice gift after all 30 years. Well, yeah, 30 years and still together is always a great thing. Wow, you got married on Xmas Eve. How did you manage to get anybody to come to your wedding? Sometimes good to talk and sometimes good to be alone. True, fair enough. Are you going to show us in a video, Food Forest Permaculture, some of your nature crafts that you will be gifting people? Because that sounds really neat. Make jams with the boys. I need vacation by now. I've been dealing with so much. I hear ya. I hate shopping all year round. I like shopping, but not necessarily for clothes for myself. I like shopping for my kids. I like grocery shopping. I like shopping for other people. Like, you know, if people wanted to pay me to do their shopping, I would do it. Awesome. I will buy all year for gifts. What I do when I buy all year is I just put them in my closet. Or um, you could put them just in a box or a bin in the basement or somewhere and just tell your kids not to put, like, what my mom used to do. We had like a hutch. She would buy gifts and put it there and put the lid down and then put the tablecloth over it and put the stuff back on it. Sons, neighbors, family, friends. Yes. Will you show us your stove top just for old time's sake? Oh, it's a mess. Oh, yeah. You want to go see my... Sorry, I hit the... Bye, teasers, pleasers, and Howie, if you're leaving there. Need to stand up anyways. My butt's gonna fall asleep. Oh, I'll cause you anxiety. Well, see, Rowan cooked supper last night. I was not feeling well, and we got one of these. A friend of ours had one of these things for another meal subscription thing. We tried it. We're not really impressed with it. Like, the amount of portions is a mess. So, yeah, so Rowan cooked again, didn't clean up, left the pots on the stove. But there you go. Look, there's the stove. But she cooked and it was really well. It tasted great. But there was really... Really? You take it for walks? I find it gets all bumpity. Oh. Or you do like me and you hide presents in plain sight with a tablecloth over them on the couch. That's the stuff that still needs to be wrapped. It's all just in bags and stuff, or things I still have to open. Yes, well, this week I haven't done a lot of things. Yeah, well, it's most of them as actually edible things. Like, I mean, my family wanted like weird stuff. There's it's all consumables. Like it's mostly like chocolates and cookies and um what else? Oh, like fancy food things, like fancy or odd snacks, like Japanese type snacks, or that. It's not a lot of um. They're they're not big items. Like it's as I said, I think the most expensive gift. Uh, Most expensive gifts have been Jeff's presents. I got him some shirts, but they weren't even that bad. They were, I think, still under 30. A couple of them were under 30. Um, Maybe PJs. That was it. But I mean, this is also so. Christmas in our house tends to be the replacement of all the things. So the bath wash, the shampoo, the conditioner, um, facial masks, soap, toothbrushes, toothpaste, socks, more socks, underwear, bras, um, PJs, special stacks that they requested. Um, what else? There's a few toys, like there's a few games and stuff, like board games and that. What else? Basically, it's a lot of chocolate, like fancy chocolate and that, because they like the fancy chocolate. No more dollar store chocolate for us. So I buy it and I put both their names. So what we do is, so like I'm just hit. So when I'm my wrapping versus Jeff's wrapping, so this is like Dada. I don't say who is it from because I'm wrapping, right? So we go on Christmas Day, like we like unwrapping a whole bunch of things. So I mean, I even separate the socks individually and wrap them individually, and um, stuff like that. Like that big present right there. It's a pillow for Jeff. New pillows for the bed. Like it's practical gifts. It's some fun stuff. It's replacement stuff for things that they have. It's some yummy food stuffs and smelly stuff like lotions or bath bombs or soap or uh, that's about it. Posted kids' presents today. They opened Sunday. I got random stuff like plush toys and T-shirts and candy. Ah, so I guess maybe when they come back, they'll open the gifts from Santa. But it's not like, as I said, I had like Jeff gave me the money to buy stuff, so like I can't go over the budget, and I haven't. But a lot of the stuff, like as I said, like is pretty much consumables. And there's stuff like that I bought there that's not for us to give. It's my father-in-law asked me to pick up some chocolates and stuff for my mother-in-law, because they said they weren't necessarily going to give gifts; they're just going to give us money and stuff like that, which is fine. But he wanted to get her some chocolates and that, like chocolates and bath oils. I'm like, don't worry about bath oils. I got her bath oils. So I'm loving the all the handmade soaps this season. Lots of creative, yummy ideas. Yes. I'm hoping to. I hope to. I would like to learn to make soap and stuff like that. I bought some, but somebody else made handmade stuff. That's what I showed earlier. If you look earlier, it was a little ducky water um, for my kids and my niece and nephew. So yes, I'm giving them soap. But what else am I gonna rip? So that is that. I mean, oh, and apparently, so Jeff we have also some gifts that we've wrapped that we put like for either for the family or for both girls. So the way that works, we have the youngest starts unwrapping one present, and then so Abby, Rowan, me, then Jeff, one present, and whoever runs out of gifts because we can't count, right? We have a lot of gifts that are either family gifts or just girl gifts, right? That they'll share. But like he ordered some stuff and there's multiples of it. It's like, oh, I didn't realize there was this much. I'm like, yay. So, what you doing, Rowan? I was going to grab something to wrap, but I can't now. You're gonna eat? Why don't you go ask? What, are you going back to school? Okay. Okay. That's what I was like. I don't know what time it is.
But I have my buddy, so I'm basically not really going at that.
Ask Abby if she wants something.
She's not awake anymore.
She's not awake anymore.
What can I have?
Look in the fridge. There's lots of different bits of leftovers. There's soup. I don't know. My brain. There's brie cheese downstairs. You have cheese and crackers and meat. Make a sandwich. We have buns. You can make a sandwich.
Do you have any red pepper jelly?
Check on the shelf downstairs. On the shelf that's eye level with all the candy jars. It's right next to the green jars is the mint jelly, and if there's any red pepper jelly, it's right beside it. Fun to unwrap the way you do. I like family tradition. Yeah, so it takes forever it takes forever to wrap it, and then it takes forever to unwrap it. So like so in the morning on Christmas Day, the kids will come down here and grab all the stockings, which the stocking Santa always overfills the stockings, so he puts them in gift bags too. He puts the stockings in the gift bags, and they bring it upstairs, and then Abby goes through onto our bed, so we don't have to actually physically get up. Yeah, onto our bed. She unwraps her stocking, all the stuff, and we look at what's in there, and then she puts it back into the gift bag, and then empties the stocking. And then Rowan does the same thing, and then I do the same thing, and then Daddy does the same thing. And then they take their stockings back to their room, and they could put some of the stuff away, like the treats or the things that go in their room. Other things like food, even some food stuff they could keep. Like it's like usually like cans of smoked oysters or what else? There's usually candies and pita. I don't know if we have any more.
You have hummus.
Yes,
I know pita.
no, we have pita chips. They're in the silver bag. Yeah, boys are hard. Like and the thing is, the stuff for boys though, if they're into things like Lego or Playmobil, like one gift, even the small ones are like $20. The other ones are like hundreds of dollars. Hey, Space Monkey. I get next year. I get Christmas morning, so I want to be a big, huge deal. Yes, that is awesome. See, I don't understand. So, see, I would think if you live close to your ex, like how my parents exchanged me on Christmas, so on holidays, was one would have me Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, and the other one would have me Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Um, and same with New Year's Eve. Or there was this New Year's Eve and Thanksgiving and stuff. We just always celebrated like either on the Sunday or Monday. We kind of just did that. It was not like the whole week. Like that way, you both kind of have a bit of Christmas. But because I mean, being divorced and not having your kids at Christmas really does suck.
Is this good, Mom?
Yes?
You sure?
99% sure. You want me to taste it?
And can I open a regular hummus?
Well, A, I can't smell, so, but.
Can I open a regular one?
Yeah, it tastes fine.
Can I open a regular one too?
Why?
Because I like to mix them.
Well, try and finish this off. Yeah, you can open a regular one. For 8 years, I had Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, 10 a.m. Jen barely had time to play. Okay. Um, I guess it also means, like, if family lives far away, it gives you a chance to travel in that too, to visit. Or if you're with your, like, if you have a new husband, new partner, or whatever, you could go on a vacation while the kids are at the dad's or whatever, and have some alone time, or even by yourself. You could too. Last year, I took the boys to Texas to see family. Alternate holidays should be mandatory for all custody arrangements. Yes. Well, so this is the, like, my friends have kids. They're divorced. That's what they're doing. One year they have Christmas. The next year the other family has Christmas and a week or 2 week, a week and stuff, because they have family that lives far away, and they usually go to see them. That is what they get to open Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve. Oh, also Christmas Eve, they get to open one present. Yes. And that is pretty nice. And magic. Where did I put the tape? Where's my tape? Oh, see, if you see those things going around on Facebook, those, like, oh, Christmas drinking game. Every time you lose a tape or the scissors or the wrapping paper, take a drink. I'm like, I'd be drunk in like half an hour. That's not so helpful. Or every time your cat lies on the wrapping paper, or attacks the paper to tape. I would need my stomach pumped, yeah. My daughter knows because I'm always losing. That's why I have like multiple tapes open, because I keep on losing them. One year I wrapped them. I've wrapped markers or pens and tapes in the presents, like it was landed into, unbeknownst to me, as I was wrapping, and kept on losing them. So when people were unwrapping on Christmas, I got like a whole bunch of tape and wrapping and pens and scissors that had fallen in stuff. So it was hilarious, because I usually wrap upstairs in the bedroom, but sitting on the bed is harder than this hard floor, and the space. I just do this here, and this is so much better. Time cut to. Well, exactly. So I don't even, like, when I cut the paper, I just stuff like the extra bit inside. I don't try and cut the little bits off. Now, if there's a bit like enough to wrap something small, I might cut it up, but usually I just fold it over. As I said, I'm not. I would never win. Like nobody would pay me to wrap for them, unless well, they didn't care what it looked like. Oh shoot! And every time you lose the tape, starting point because it fell back on. But that's why I stopped buying cheap tape. I only get the tape at Costco, like the Scotch tape. It's like a 6 or 8 pack. I get it when it's on sale for like $8 or $9. It's real, and it's a lot. Like it's a long tape. How long? Let me see the package says. So it's 6 rolls of 66,000 inches in total. So each roll is 11,000 inches or 167 meters. Okay, so, well, yeah, forgot whose present you wrapped. Exactly. So I used to separate the presents into a bag, so I just wrapped, okay, this is all one person's present. But then, near the end, when I was doing that near Christmas Eve and day, I had a whole bunch of one person's presents, so I just kind of do it as I'm going, but... And what I've done, which I should start doing, is, especially when I'm going to be wrapping things that are similar and not identical, is to write down their name on here first. Oh, let me just see what size that one is, because one's one, one's another. Let's... Yeah, got the right one. I couldn't remember which sizes are which. There we go. But, most Christmas Eves, I'm wrapping until about 4 o'clock in the morning. Last year was about 2. That was an early one. Only 1 year in the past 18 years have I gone to bed on Christmas Eve before 11. Like both Jeff and I, because he does his wrapping. He's been doing actually really good with wrapping right now because he's had a bit of time when he's been home, and he's had Rowan help with a lot of the wrapping for me and Abby, or for other people or other family members. Um, but we he's going out shopping today, and so he's going to be having all that shopping this weekend. At least this time he's going far enough away from the weekend versus going like the day before Christmas. He used to do it Christmas Eve, or not Christmas Eve, the 23rd. Kale's mom used to rent a storage unit and buy stuff, then forget what she got. Forget to wrap the gifts, then use them for birthdays. So, I found 4 gifts this week or so of stuff that I hid way too well for my kids. One of them was a strawberry shortcake book that you press the buttons and it makes sounds. Still in the shrink wrap. One was a Pocahontas board game. One was a porcelain tea set, and one was, oh shit, what was the other one? There was something else. Now, 2 of those I'm giving them to a friend of mine. The one that has a bit of financial trouble because she has a girl that's of the right age to have them, because apparently 16 and 17 is not good to. Oh, the other one is the Dora ABC 1, 2, 3 game. 16 and 17 years old is a little too old for that. But the Dora one, I think I'll just bring it over to my in-laws, and we'll use it to play with my nephew, who's 3 now. So, uh, he doesn't know who Dora is, but it's educational. But yes, always. And there's one present that we wrapped, and it got stuck in the tree, and it got left, so it's now being was supposed to go to my in-laws, my mother-in-law, and we didn't give it to her, so because we couldn't find it. And we found it. Now I have to find it again. Because I'm like, where did it go? It's just a Christmas decoration that we wrapped for her of the senators and stuff. But so it's not she'll not outgrow it type thing. So well, you have a wonderful Christmas too, Rosie, and I hope to see you before then. And if I don't, have a Merry Christmas. I just oh yeah, that's right. What you doing?
Nothing.
No. So what's all due this week? Now, have you done? So all you have to do is the little red hen thing.
I don't know what fluffy I'm going to do tomorrow.
Okay.
And it's my AP tonight. And then I'm done.
Okay. Cool. There we go. Christmas, Hana, Kwanzaa, Ika. Yes. I hate wrapping stuff not in a box. It never looks pretty. So has everybody else done their wrapping and shopping and Christmas baking and whatever else you need to do before Christmas? I'm not. I've started, but I'm not done. Not even close. Where's my tape? Over here. Yeah, now I set aside money for oil change tires and trip take Mikhail to his huge souffle buffet in Williamsburg. Ah. We have one of those here. I'd love to go. Only problem is, A, can't get there by bus. So I'd have to go with people who had a car. And see, we could probably get an Uber there. Unsure if we could get an Uber home. It's this big, huge seafood buffet. Went there once with my parents, my dad and Sandra. So they drove us there for, I think, my birthday 1 year. Um, it is a lot, a buffet, fancy buffet, like fancy food. It's expensive though. Can't remember what it's called. It's in Quebec, on the Quebec side. It's something in French, but it's like a big, huge, like, so you get lobster or roast beef, um, like prime rib roast, as like the main thing, and then there's all the buffet stuff and all like fancy desserts. So not like typical buffet desserts, but I haven't been there literally since the girls were small, because I don't even think the girls remember that place. And there was I think there was I'm trying to think if there was a live show. I think there was a live show of like murder mystery or some sort of thingy. I don't know. It was a big huge thing. But it's over in Quebec. It's about 30 minutes from Ottawa, outside of Quebec. But you definitely need to a ride there. Here too, it's like an hour. Yeah, as I said, it's a fancy thing, and it's expensive. It's something like if you don't have a coupon, because there's always seems to be coupons out there for like $5 off. Like that's not a lot, but it's kind of like medieval times. The expensive one that's like $40 a person, 40 or 50. It's not cheap. Like, but when the kids are small, I think they were free, because I would think they were about 5 or 6 was the last 5, 4 or 5 was the time that we went there. We've gone to medieval times twice in Toronto when we were there, um, and both times it was good. It was worth the okay. The food's not like the whole food's good. It's nothing crazy. The entertainment is good. So you're paying. Usually it's about 39. Like there's usually also again some coupons. $39 for adults. For kids was cheaper. Um, and there's usually some sort of coupons or online deals that you can get certain times a year, where you can get it. But the show is definitely worth it. It's a nice experience. But also, if you go with kids, prepare like as you're going in to go to the um, to sit down, you're going through like a huge gift shop, and afterward, and there's a um, is there a mid? Was there a break in the show and we went back out and we went back to our seats when we did medieval times, or like there was not a mid? Yeah, there was a break, and so you go out and you go into the gift shop again. You can order like alcoholic drinks and stuff there too. And then we went back, and then as you leave again, you're going through the gift shop. So we don't get coupons from fast food places. I want to win school marching band. It was fun. Well, it's more of like they encourage you to buy, because that's what also like they have the princess hats and the swords and the shields, and some and the like the light up wands, so that when you're in there, because it's all dark, you have the light up wands for the kids, but they're like $10 a wand that you can get at the dollar store for a couple bucks, you know. And some of the stuff goes from cheap stuff like $5 or $10 to and if you get drinks, and like we did that once, we got drinks at the bar because we had to wait for like an hour. Like you come in and you had to wait, so we got drinks at the bar, and the keep your own glasses. We still have them. They're glass like hurricane glasses, and they had medieval times, and they're shiny, painted. Um, but the drinks, like even for pop for the kids, was like $10, like for the keep glass. Otherwise, it was like something like $4, $4 or $5. So I'm like, okay, we got that, and that was what, and we paid for the picture that we took. So again, they take your picture while you're with your family at medieval times. You have like these cardboard crowns, and Abby once lost what won the. We have the medieval times sash that you got for favor from the knight. Like they threw the sash or whatever, and she got it. But that's kind of neat. Oh, you're using your cup. Like, you want to come and say hi? Amanda says to say hi. You could show the cup, your iced coffee. Did you make an iced coffee? For Abby's birthday for the loot bags, I bought these cups from the dollar store. What do they say?
Happiness lies within.
Happiness lies within. They're mason jars. Happiness lies, and they have live in the straw. And Rowan really likes iced coffees lately, and my caramel syrup.
I like those little. I think those ones got this small, but they had something written on them.
Yes, it's small and has something written on them.
So
But even we gave them out to all of her guests at her party, even the boy, because I'm like, okay, because some of them were like, "Oh, you're beautiful." I'm like, "Well, this is happiness lies within." He could put whatever in there. Like it was filled with candy and chocolate and some bath bombs.
like 3 years ago at Christmas, I got like those like the Starbucks ones, but not Starbucks, but they were like that.
Yeah,
This jar like those ones too, because they were easy to carry.
my coffee is cold. Rowan, can you do me a favor?
I'm just
Pout, pout, pout.
why is
I have no idea.
Max?
11:35. What?
I gotta go.
You gotta go. Okay. Uh, I have hiccups. So, you making dinner for Christmas? Or we go to my in-laws on Christmas. I didn't even buy a turkey yet. I'm gonna buy a turkey after Christmas and probably do it for over the holidays. The kids are off Friday until for 2 weeks, and then and Jeff's taking the same time off. Uh, so we're gonna get more coffee. My phone is going to die soon. But then I'll get a turkey when it's marked down. Usually, in years past, I've gotten a turkey at like New Year's Eve or so, or the day after New Year's, so the second, for like $10. Like a big turkey for $10, not just the little ones. One year I got them for 5, so I bought like 3 because I had room in the freezer. This year I've been eating through stuff in the freezer to make room for 10:35 for your. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I have to go back to school." I think, yeah, because she start lunchtime was 10:55 to 11:40. I think. I think it's 45 minutes or 50 minutes. The joys of living across the street. Roman emptied that cream. So I'm like, "Where's the cream?" The good thing too is do I have to go downstairs? I might have to go downstairs to get cream. I'm like, I don't see another one up here. I don't want to mistake egg whites for cream because I've done that once. Never again. Well, I'll heat up my coffee and then I'll go down the stairs. And then Rowan's been actually really good. This last week, so we got a good, not a good food box, but like it's like a good, called Cook It. A friend of hubby's had a coupon or something. We got like half price. So, but the food was okay. But the portion sizes for, like it says it's 4 servings. It was not four servings. Like the pasta dish tasted good, but I needed to make more orzo pasta. The shrimp pad thai actually was enough stuff for that one. I had picked up extra. Hey Google, turn on the light. I had picked up um, extra rice noodles, but didn't need them because I thought the package was smaller. So we now have extra rice noodles, but I had to cook some pork for it because Rowan doesn't eat shrimp, right? So we did the pork with it, and then did the shrimp for me, Abby, and Jeff. And then, like, at least the food was all edible. And yesterday we had a Cuban beef rice bowl, but had plantains. So Jeff and I had plantains because the girls don't like plantain. And we didn't add anything to that one, and it just like it made 4 servings, but there was definitely nothing. Like hubby usually likes seconds. Hubby and Abby usually like seconds. And there was none. So, which I know is not the issue. Like yesterday's dish was enough. It was a smaller meat portion, but it was good enough. Like if I was doing it, I'd probably put a little bit more meat and a bit more um, different vegetables, because the vegetables that were there were ones that Abby picked out because she doesn't like peppers. So I probably would put something that she would eat as well. But I mean, it was fine. But it was nothing to write home about. But I did shopping last week, grocery shopping. So I've got lots of food. Like I don't have to go. I don't have to go grocery shopping till. Honestly, I don't have to go grocery shopping probably till the new year. But I will go grocery shopping. Um, we'll go probably New Year's Eve, because I'll need to get New Year's Eve food, which we do appetizers and stuff. If you see my stuff from last year, that's kind of how we are. I'm just trying to go see if I could plug my phone in, because it is going to die. Just don't have enough hands. We did that on New Year's Eve too. We did that on Christmas Eve as well as New Year's Eve. Just different appetizers. One we usually do. I'm gonna put this here. Look, I tried to sit down at the table for a second. One we usually do. Let's try to get this a bit higher. That's just a hamburger that's empty. Trying to get you higher. Do, 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 do. Try to find something, a box to put this on. That I could. It's a bit better. Oh yes, we always have shrimp. So we always do. So usually the New Year's Eve one is more elaborate, because and the Christmas Eve one is usually more, the puff pastries or things like I just throw in the oven, or and stuff. And usually New Year's Eve one is like the dumplings and shrimp, or like a hot pot or something like that. Um, while the Christmas Eve one is mostly like deep fried type of appetizers, or like the jalapeno poppers or cheese sticks. There's usually fancy meats and cheeses and olives and um, veggies and dip, because you have to have the token. Usually there's at one of them there'll usually be like, because I like the pumpernickel dip, the spinach dip and pumpernickel bread. I just do a weird mix of. Oh, exactly. I go and see what's on sale and stuff, like what I'm interested in, but I always have to make sure that there's something that's not seafood for Rowan, because she doesn't do seafood. So yeah, I just pick random things. I'm like, oh, we haven't had this for a while. This is part of the problem. Like with my groceries this past week, I picked up a bunch of stuff basically also for Christmas Eve or somewhere between the holidays and stuff like that. Like I picked up a tray a package of like 4 types of cheeses that were fancy cheeses from Armstrong, like the really good stuff. Plus, I picked up over that time or the time before a double smoked cheddar and a goat cheese with cranberry sauce on it, um, feta cheese, lots of cheeses because we like cheeses, and brie and camembert. Found out my family does not like camembert because it's kind of like brie cheese, kind of mixed with blue cheese. Yeah, I tend to repeat myself. Pork loins, pizza, hot dog, spaghetti. I know it's the best. So that's the one way my kids will eat spinach. Not as much as we eat it, but then I have no problem with the leftovers. Well, that's why you gotta just get them exposed. They have to eat one bite. I ever since they were little. But I know it's more issues if they're on the spectrum and stuff like that. There's a texture issue and stuff like that. So it like I just exposed them when they were little, and they love it. Like Rowan used to eat seafood until she was about 6 or 7, and then she stopped. I'm wondering if she has like a slight like sensitivity to it or something like that, because I mean she used to eat it all like as much as we did. Not as much, but like it was not her favorite thing, but she ate what was given to her, especially shrimp and calamari and smoked oysters. Weird, eh? She wasn't too fond of the actual fish, but those three. Yeah, and when I was a kid, well, even when I was a kid, when even when we were poor. See, my mom wasn't a very good cook. Okay, so I remember, like my mom said, I eat what was on my plate, and if I didn't eat anything, that's eat the stuff. We put Saran wrap on it and put it in the fridge, and I would eat it at my next meal before I ate whatever it was. But saying likes cooked cocktail shrimp, but hates seafood. I like I like cocktail shrimp. I don't like cocktail sauce. I'd rather just dip it in tartar sauce or anything else. Like I just don't like the cocktail sauce. Just something with it. I love horseradish, so I have no idea what it's for. What's the reason? I love just butter shrimp, like butter garlic shrimp. Like why ruin a good thing? But yeah, with my mom, even I remember a couple of times. So I was also stubborn and headstrong, just like my daughters are. She made something that was disgusting. I have no idea, and I wouldn't eat it. I refused to eat it. And she's like, "Well, you're gonna eat it for supper, or like or for breakfast the next day." I think it was supper for breakfast the next day. So the next day, she heated it back up and gave it to me, and I didn't eat it. And then I didn't eat it. I wasn't allowed to eat anything until I ate it. And then lunch, I didn't eat it, and I think supper, it was reheated. Okay, by the time we heated in the microwave 3 times, it was hard and gross and disgusting. And I ended up eating. I did end up breaking down. I think I ate some of it, but I threw it back up onto my plate, and kind of semi on purpose. Like I ate and then it threw up because it was disgusting. It was hard. It was like it was dry. It was just yeah, like I think it was something with. I think there was a smell. There was a taste. It looked like slop because my mom couldn't cook. Like that's why I started cooking when I was like 7, and that was probably there. I was probably about 8 or so because I would cook when my mom wasn't getting home till late because she'd work either 5 or 6. And she took the bus home, so she wouldn't make me eat it after I threw it back up on my plate. So I kind of did it on purpose. Hey, Iron Horse, how's it going? Pepper shrimp, shrimp soup, shrimp stew, shrimp salad, shrimp potatoes, shrimp burger. Never had shrimp burger or shrimp sandwich. I've had shrimp in like fajitas. Actually, I had that yesterday. Like a barbecue burrito satay, pan fried. Well, I like the deep fried shrimp, but with a light batter. And I don't mind shrimp thrown in pasta or that, but sometimes like shrimp by itself just tastes good. Like if I have an opportunity to just make shrimp, I usually just do it garlic butter, and it's just like it just brings out the sweetness of the shrimp. Gotta read the first one. Barbecue, me too. I love shrimp. Weird, but they like shrimp. The first one, barbecue bro, saute it days Shrimp kebab, shrimp creole. Shrimp, yeah, shrimp pan fried, deep fried. There's pineapple, lemon, shrimp, yeah, coconut, pepper shrimp. Oh, you have to go, Faye? Well, you have a great day, and hopefully I'll see you before Christmas. And I hope you find something fun to do on Christmas when your kids are at their dad's. I love all seafood. Like I say with lobster. Lobster, the best way to do lobster is lobster and garlic butter. I did like the lobster done in the pasta dish, um, but really the lobster is sweet and like in a red sauce with pasta. It did taste good, like it was good, but honestly, garlic butter and steamed or boiled lobster is fine, like just perfect. Grilling lobster, I've done it. Well, I've eaten it a few times. I prefer it actually boiled because I find with grilling, sometimes it gets cooked too much. I've never actually grilled it myself, like on the barbecue. Oh, yes, but for. Oh, yes, bubblegum movie. Okay. I was gonna say, yeah, I like all those things. Nothing wrong with the shrimp. But I just like a pure thing. Same with like salmon. I don't like salmon. I don't like salmon unless it's in a can or smoked or raw in sushi. I don't like cooked salmon. Abby loves cooked salmon, but she only likes cooked salmon. We've tried like flavored salmon that we've gotten, or one time she had at a restaurant and it was flavored with a different sauce. She doesn't mind like teriyaki salmon type, but for her, just salt, pepper, garlic, lemon juice, butter. That's it. Lobster and salt water, best from the ocean is best. Yes. Uh, yes. So when we've been down to the Maritimes, getting it fresh from the ocean is like awesome. I could just eat lobster day in day out. But it is very rich. But I don't think I can get sick of it. Especially, okay, if it was free or cheaper, if I was like visiting somebody and they were giving me lobster all the time, I would definitely not complain one bit. It's one of those foods that I could eat probably and not ever get sick of it. Like, I have no problem eating Chinese food or Chinese food leftovers over and over and over again. I could just eat. There's just something like the leftovers part of it is not a problem. But leftover other things like leftover pasta or pizza or roast or whatever, like after one or two meals, you're kind of done. Hi, Florida Greg. Happy holidays to you. How's the weather in Florida? I'm just gonna grab some wrapping paper and do it here. See if I can do it on that. Pen, tape, marker. Where's my labels? Labels. Oh, labels. Labels. Do, do, do. Because I have some stuff here too. So I could do it here. Cloudy rain's coming. Ugh. Oh, I have right labels here. Silly me. Oops. Because that's going to need. That's not so great weather. this over. Going to go to the park, but it doesn't look good outside. Hi, Jalandam. I've got a sinus cold. My sinuses are still sucked up. My daughter is still sick. Well, she still has the low hemoglobin, even lower than it was before. And we have a doctor's appointment, hematology today, and hopefully they'll have some tests back and that. But it's been rough. She hasn't been going to school because she has been up. Like, she's still not up. She was barely. Rowan came home at lunchtime and talked with her. She hasn't come down. She hasn't been up enough to be awake. She's barely up for about 2 to 4 hours a day. Soon, by 1 o'clock, if she's not physically up yet, I will go and wake her because I have to start getting her moving because we're going. My friend offers she's. I canceled my stuff today. She offered to drive us to the appointment. So, because Abby's not feeling well and I'm not feeling 100%. So, instead of taking the bus, which will save us, it's about a 20-minute drive by bus there, but waiting for the bus, it runs every 20 minutes. So if it's cold out and stuff, it could take us, 40 minutes to get there and 40 minutes to get back. This will just mean it's faster. I think I'm done shopping. Okay, I think I should be done shopping. Like, I think I've got everything that was ever given to me as on our list. We do need to go to see Santa still. We have not seen Santa yet, and we need to do that. Oh shoot, my brain just went blank. No. Flowers, whatever ones you like to celebrate. International Cat Day. Oh my goodness, my brain just went blank. Every day is International Cat Day around my house. Yes, I hear ya. Okay, I was doing. Anyways, I will leave that one. I was all over the place these last months. Wasn't wow? You're just an international traveler. That sounds exciting. Oh, I need to wrap paper. sounds exciting. What were you doing in all those cities? Hi, Cuddle Cluck Duck. Thanks for popping by. Actually went and bought a turkey. Awesome Iron Fire Horse. Okay, Iron Fire Horse, can you send me an email with your address? I want to send you. Um, anybody who wants to send you a Christmas card. My email address is in the link below this. If you'd like me to send you a Christmas card, I'd like to send you a Christmas card. I know Christmas is tough for you. And if you're on Facebook, I'm on Facebook there. I posted something today for like, specific for Ottawa. There was a thing on CBC this morning uh, about the homeless situation in Ottawa has like gone exponentially crazy because people are there's a shortage of affordable housing, and like even the shelters, like the homeless shelters, they're putting people in hotels or like motels and stuff, and in certain rooms, like the contracts with the certain motels. But even then, they are running out of motel space, you know, and people are sleeping in McDonald's and sleeping on the streets and or in their cars and stuff like that. And the wait list for affordable housing, um, if you already have a place to stay, type thing, is 6 to 10 years, which is like crazy. If you're homeless, if you actually get into the shelters and stuff like that, you're still waiting a long time because they're not building them as fast as um, they need to be built. So one of our counselors for one of the areas in the city is suggesting that any new developments, whether you're building apartment buildings or whether you're building a bunch of townhouses or whatever, you have to part of your like for the approval of the buildings, any new developments has to put a certain percentage of affordable housing, um, rent geared to income type thing. So, but and that's um, going through the courts or passes like the thingy. It's like so camping trip -3 degrees Celsius. Yep. Well, we've my daughters and I for with scouts we've done winter camping. We did it in a cabin, but there was no electricity. We had a wood burning stove, um, and no running water. We had to use an auger on the lake and pump water out, and then use a carbon filter to filter the water so we could drink it. And it had an outhouse, and it was -30 to -40 degrees Fahrenheit in the middle of January in with winds. It was fun, but if you wear the right clothes, the proper clothing, you don't feel like we went hiking in this because we were all bundled up and went walking on the lake and everything like that. It was kind of cool. We've done that a couple times. Yes, it's exactly like people like I know. Like I have a friend who just literally recently told me this weekend, like she works almost full time hours, but she doesn't have benefits. She works minimum wage job. So, but she's been sick, or her kids have been sick a couple times, and so she didn't get paid, right? So the past few weeks, so her money this time, which was expecting to be a certain amount, and also some delays on things, of other monies that were supposed to come in, or things that she was supposed to get paid back for by people, didn't come in, and the money that she was hoping to spend for Christmas and just wasn't there. And I said, well, just give me a list of some things that you guys would like, because and I'll get a few things for you, and even if it's just like little things and stuff, just to kind of like help her out and stuff. Because I mean, Christmas is Christmas, especially for small kids and stuff. They don't understand. They don't know why they can't get the $500 toy. Hey, I'm not buying a $500 toy. Sorry, my kids don't get $500 toys. You know, but you know, and so that's what I'm doing. And it was just like, and she's like, oh, you don't have to make the note. I'm like, I want like, ooh, my Christmas shopping is pretty much done. We did sponsor a senior lady with the Kanata food cupboard and got her a whole bunch of baking stuff. That's what she wanted, and some practical, fun kind of gifts and cat food for her cats. Um, and cat litter because you have to make sure uh, they have that too. But I didn't spend a lot because I found deals. Like I spent for a turkey and a ham, $15, and I got a small turkey, so I think it was like 4 kilograms, and the ham was like a half circle ham, so it was like 800 grams, but enough for one person. Like she's supposed to have family over at Christmas if they manage to show up. Like I think she has a kid, like older. You hear about the big apartment complex, I believe in Vancouver, where the contractor was uh, to to build. We had no, and it was just a tent. Yeah, the tenting stuff is what it's called. It's crazy. It's supposed to be a mix of different classes. But what they did is they built a big section for the rich, and one entrance on one side of the building, and then an entrance on the other side for the building on the riffraff. A 58-pound long-haired dog to keep us warm. Yes, well, we've done camping in the fall when it's gone below zero to like -3, -5, -10, where it wasn't snow on the ground. That's really cold sleeping in a tent in when it's that cold. Um, Not so bad if it's not windy though. If it's windy, the wind just blows through a tent. That is awful. That's like that's a second class citizen thing. That's not. It's like back in the 50s, 60s where they had like, whites only fountain, blacks only fountain. Like no, that's like so wrong. It's not even funny. Uh, I'm just praying for health for my daughter, my youngest. All December, she's been at school 7 hours. And of those 7 hours, I don't know how much actual work she actually got. She was like, she was like the Waking Dead, we still low hemoglobin. Had tests this week. See hematology uh, today, and hopefully he or she, I don't know. It's a new doctor for us, so don't even know what they are. Oh, I know it's doctor. Starts with an R. I wrote it down. And that's not fit. There we go. I'm just trying to. Hey, Nintendo, welcome back. Um, they'll send us for other tests for other things. It's just crazy. So Iron Horse, you just keep you sleep naked warmer than, well, yes, if you sleep with someone else too, body warmth. But you have to have the proper sleeping bag. So you have to make sure your sleeping bag is good for that temperature too. So Iron Horse, send me an email with your address, and I'll send you a card. Anybody who wants a Christmas card from me, it won't get there before Christmas because, well, Canada Post is slow, but you'll get a Christmas card from me. Um, my email's in below, and I'll send you a Christmas card. Um, I know a lot of people like Christmas cards. I like them, but I have friends who are big card people. See, for me, cards, it's more about like the little gifts and stuff like that. The thought that comes behind things and that. The cards, I like them and it's nice, but people spend a lot of time picking out cards. I just kind of pick them randomly, but I know people like receiving cards. And receiving mail is always nice. That's not a bill. But I know a lot of people like cards, so I I appease to the masses if they like a card. Like at church, I have to write, well, because there's a lot of people at my church that are really card people. A lot of the seniors and stuff like that really love cards. So I will make sure that they have cards in their mailboxes at church. But I don't know what to write in cards. But I'll send a nice card. So I got still lots and lots of cards. I'm still working on the cards my mom bought before she died. My mom's been dead for 22 years. And the cards, like this, see, that's a cute kitty cat, is like, Alzheimer's Society, like, the ones like for cancer or whatever, like you get cards in the mail and then you give them some money. Collect duck, we did until you and Mom left the tent, leaving Sage and I alone and cold while you were in a nice warm truck. Yes. The only card I ever got was for my duck. Well, send me your address, and I will send you a Christmas card from Canada. And if you collect stamps, you can keep the stamp and collect it. Well, no, it won't be necessarily anything fancy, but um, it's a thought. Because I believe all people deserve a little something, you know, at Christmas. I'll see what I can throw in the card, so like in the thingy that won't go over the weight limit thing. They always have like a weight limit, or else you have to pay more than I think. Hey Google, how much is a stamp in Canada?
On the website cbc.ca, they say, Canada Post increased the cost of mailing a card in Canada from 63 cents to 85 cents back in March, and that's only if you buy your stamps in a pack. The cost of a single stamp is $1.
Hey Google, how much is a stamp for?
On the website tweet.com, they say, the cost of mailing a 1-ounce first-class letter will jump from 47 cents to 49 cents on Sunday. Do you want a little more context?
Okay, hey Google, how much is a stamp to send a card from Canada to the U.S.?
On the website pri.org, they say, a single first-class stamp, what you use to send a letter, now costs a Canadian dollar, roughly 91 US cents.
Hey Google, how much does it cost to send a letter to the States from Canada?
On the website smallbusiness.cron.com, they say, for a first-class letter to Canada, the first 3.5 ounces of postage costs $1.15.
You know, hey Google, how much is a letter sent to the U.S. from Canada?
On the website Cora.com, they say, Viola is correct. Currently $1.20 CAD to send up to a 30 grams letter from Canada into the U.S.
It's $1.20. Yeah, it's a cost us $1 to send amongst Canada, $1.20 to send to you guys. Not a huge amount, but I'm like, I'm gonna get stamps for Canada. I'll get them from uh I'll go to Costco and get a big huge roll. It's a better deal because they have them for like 100 of them for like $80 or whatever at some point. I hear if I first I'd freeze and it's minus 20. Send out tons of cards and I have boxes and boxes of them too. Yes, well that's the thing. I have these are from my mom and she's been gone for a while. As I said, I'm not necessarily a card person, but I will if anybody sends me their address in email, which my link is down below. I will send you a card. It might get there late because Canada Post is like slow as sin. So, where's my marker? How many times have I lost my marker in this live stream? How many times have I lost my pen? Or my labels? Oh, there's my marker. Oh, okay, these labels are like really stuck well. There we go. Couldn't get the corner of it out. There we go. And let's do. Damage though. An envelope's missing. You can repurpose. So you can make a really cool craft with old Christmas cards. So you take the picture or damaged cards. You take take circles like a cookie cutter or a cup, and you draw circles on the picture part of the card, and you cut out a whole bunch of circles from a whole bunch of cards, and then you glue the edges around, and you make a Christmas ball with them, and it's really pretty. Let's open it. Just trying little things to try and be able to wrap some of the little stuff. Here. Do 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 do. This one. Yeah, I want to put something. Well, that's not going to fit there. What time is it? Hey Google, what time is it? Hey Google, what time is it?
The time is 12:19.
See, I'm even wrapping individual bars. Because then there's more things under the tree. Doesn't need to be expensive or anything. Just, oh, I want to get the other wrapping paper. Because this paper is thinner and I really don't like it. I want to get rid of it. Even though I do like the colors matching. Next year, I'm going to just get all Costco paper. Like this Costco paper would last. But I'll get all the colors that they'll have next year. Like they always have 4. And then that way I won't have to buy paper for like 10 years. Not quite 10 years, at least 3. Because we go, if you just use one Costco roll, we go through about a roll per year. Less now that the kids' presents are in smaller boxes. And less now, like I do a lot more wrapping, but they're small things. When they were toddlers, everything was in a huge freaking box. Like, you know, the activity center, play mat, you know, stroller, wagon. Yes, I wrapped that too. Yes. Well, the stroller we got for Christmas from my in-laws. They wrapped it. But the double stroller, we picked up a umbrella stroller and wrapped that. A coupe car. That one I put together before Christmas and then wrapped it done up. That was fun. Oops, I want to knock you. Well, if you ever come into Ottawa at any point in time, message me. I'll take you to Costco. I have a membership. I just don't drive. And the Costco's right near my house. I could walk there. It'd take me about half an hour. And I could walk home. But, that would involve, like, me not buying a lot. Or buying something that I can carry. Which usually does not happen at Costco. If you know what I mean. If you ever do come, yes, I'm still here. I'll be here for another about 20 minutes. I'm charging for... No, not today. I missed you guys. Just been sick and just, like, not feeling up to socializing. You know? Like, it just really sucks when you have a kid that's ill, that you can't do anything to make them better, and there's not any sign of them getting better. It really just, it's emotionally, physically, mentally draining. And I'm praying for a Christmas miracle that she'll be able to be up all day on Christmas. Because that has not happened. The longest she's been up was 5 or 6 hours. And even then she was like feeling exhausted, but she was pushing through it, and then the next day she was like zonked out for most of the day. You had a work meeting. I put those labels? You guys should count how many times I lose something. Or you guys have to take a drink every time I lose something. Oh, what else is doing? Something else? How much? How big is this piece of paper? Not that big. A Costco membership, a regular membership is, I think it's $60 now, and an executive membership where you get your stuff back, like whatever you spend 2% or 3% back, is $120. Now, if the good thing about the executive membership is, if you have it, it's guaranteed you'll get the $60. If you don't use it enough, they guarantee you to get the $60 back for the executive membership. So you either get $60 back or up to, I think about 300 is the max that they say 2% back up to a certain amount. So every year, we always get back more than more than 100 or more than. One year was low, I think it was 80, but it's usually 100 and something. So it basically pays for the membership. You know, one year we had 2 something, but that's when Jeff used to go, and that was just from the Costco. So he would get, at the time he had the Costco American Express, and we had like 2 something on the Costco card from just me and him using the card, and then he had like 200 from the American Express. But now they changed it to a MasterCard. He doesn't have one of those. He just has a regular now American Express that does, I think, air miles, and his MasterCard does PC points. But in PC points, he gets a couple $100 of free PC points every year. So he uses that usually at Christmas time and goes in the shops. He gets free stuff. We don't have a Sam's Club. But I've heard they're about the same. But our Costco, like when I've seen grocery hauls from people in the States, their packaging of like the yogurt and the sour cream are huge. We just have like multiples of the normal size. So when we have like 2 packages of like 500 ml, 2 cups sour cream versus like a liter or 750 mils, and so they'll have 2 of them. And same with cereal. Our cereal boxes, sometimes they have big ones or they just stick 2 together. But we do have like the 60 count eggs. That's it. Which is 3. No, not 60. Yes, 60 eggs? No. How many eggs? 2.5 dozen. 60? No. That's 24. 30? Maybe 60. I'll have to go check. That's like $6 for the package of eggs. Which here, a dozen eggs is about 2 something. And yeah, because it's more, it's 3.5 dozen eggs. So that's what, 24, 36, 42? Or 3 dozen eggs. I'll have to go check. Now I've got thinking. making me go look because I'm like, I don't know. I just know it's $6. It's $6 at Costco, or it's $6 at Superstore. Sometimes it's less than $6 at Costco, but um, it's usually the best deal. Let me see. It's 30 eggs, so 2.5. Wait, two. Yeah, 2.5 dozen. 30 eggs. Come on, that's not 60. So 2.5 dozen. And eggs are like 2.50 or more sometimes. So yeah, no. So it usually costs about $60. But if you use the executive membership, you pay 120, and then you get the money back for the difference. If you don't use it all. So I'm gonna have to let you go. It's 12:30, and I've got to start to get my kid up so I can feed her before we have to go to hematology and give her meds before it's actually too late to take her morning meds. So, oh yeah, you want to see my coffee sign? Here, I'll show you that. $5 charge for whining. I painted that at a friend's place. She did a paint night. And that was the sample, and I did that. Not too bad for my first time. They don't have one in Very? Oh. See, I like Superstore. I did some shopping, actually, this week when I did groceries. I did some shopping at Walmart, which I don't usually, but that's because I needed to get some things that were at Walmart that I couldn't get elsewhere. And then I just price matched a couple things there. But I still did Superstore too. Will you take care and have a happy holiday? Merry Christmas if I don't see you. Iron Firehorse, please message me below, email with your address. And anybody else who wants me to send them a card, let me know. Send me an email, and I'll do that. You have a happy holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I will be on before Christmas. I promise. Bye.